Here we go. Snap back with T-Mac. We're back for a little post-game talk about the LSU Tigers. What an unbelievable day to be a LSU Tiger fan. We go from week one against Florida State where we were all frustrated with the outcome of that game. And then you go into week two with Grambling and start a little bit slow on both sides of the ball. And we just wonder, it leaves a little doubt in your mind of what this 2023 LSU football team is going to be. And I think today answered a lot of questions for this program. And, Mississippi State is not one of the better teams in the SEC and not going to be one of our biggest challenges this year. But the way we responded in, all phases of this game, other than a couple kick returns, I thought we could have been better there. But when you kick off to them that many times, you're going to have some plays. But, there were a couple of them I thought we could have covered a little better. But Jaden Daniels, so let's talk about our quarterback. Look at the stats a little bit. He's going to have a hard time putting up these numbers in any games he plays. And if he does, then they'll start mentioning his name back in the Heisman race. 30 for 34. 361 yards in the air. And, if he'd have played more, if we'd have needed, he could have got more there. 10.6 per catch, 2 touchdowns. And then you look at him running the ball, rushing, he had 15 carries for 64 yards. What Jaden Daniels did today for this team and this offense was unreal. He was so comfortable and so poised in that pocket. And you look at why he could be that way, why he could, or how he could have that much poise because of what our offensive line did up front. There was one stretch in that football game where really it was only 2 plays. We let guys come free up front. We had a couple false starts, a couple holding calls that you could have done without, but you're going to have plays like that and calls like that in the game. But for our guys and what they did today, to give Jaden Daniels the time back in the pocket was unbelievable. And then you talk about our guy, Malik Neighbors. Wow. We know that guy would be special, or we know he's a special player, but he just couldn't be stopped today. I talked about it in the first video this morning that I thought the deep ball was going to come up big in this ball game, and we just kept going to it and kept completing it. And so it was some throws that were dropped in a dime bag that were tightly defended, that the throw was just unbelievable. And the ability to be able to concentrate and just not be distracted and pulling in. Malik Neighbors, Jaden Daniels, that combination was on fire today. And I think you sprinkle in enough of Thomas today in the passing games where, teams have to respect him too. And and then, you bring in what excites me is young players that haven't made their impact for this program and this team, and you see them get to go out and put their abilities out on the field. You look at this running back room, man, oh my goodness. I mean, and with this day and age, are you able to hold on to them all? For 4 years, I don't know. You got a couple guys that are upperclassmen, but Caleb Jackson, the sky's the limit for this guy. He's got the legs like a Dalton Hilliard, and he can move the way he trucks and runs over guys in the secondary. He's a guy that's going to be exciting to watch, and I think the more he has success and more carries and the more opportunities he'll get to go showcase his ability. But early looks, it looks like he's got it. One of the top prospects in the state. Now he's getting the opportunity to go out on the field. But to be that running back coach in this LSU room, who are you going to put out there? And it's a good problem to have. And they talked about it in the broadcast a little bit. Just unbelievable. You go back to our defense and what we did with Will Rogers. He was completely uncomfortable from the first snap of the game to the end when he came out. We never let him set his feet. When he did have opportunities to throw the ball, the passes were tightly covered. He had guys in his face. I don't think he had one drop back where he could just sit back there like Jaden Daniels did today and look at his targets. And, he was just completely uncomfortable from day one. I'm gonna go here and look at. I mean, from snap one. I'm sorry. We'll see if we have any comments here on Facebook. Heidi, you getting anything on YouTube? Nothing on YouTube yet. So we're having a few technical difficulties. But you look at what LSU did today, and going into SEC play with Arkansas coming into town, this game has a lot to do with confidence and the way our Tigers played today on the road in an environment that can be loud. They had a couple hiccups there early with the crowd noise, but to go play the way they played today, our D-line stepped up, linebackers stepped up, coverage was better. I think they're going to be challenged more down the road, but the complete team effort is what we need to get our confidence going into this week. Also want to talk about what our did today. You know, you look at Denbrock and what he did to put our guys in this spot. The game plan seemed to be just flawless. The plays he was calling to put his guys in the best situation, and then execution. It seemed like, you know, an offensive coordinator can come up with a game plan, but for his guys to have confidence in it and then go out and execute, it was unbelievable today. The game plan was excellent. Execution was at a high level, and they were able to just go out and showcase their talents. And then you look over on the other side of the ball, Coach House and what he did with Harold Perkins, what he did with his D-line to get those guys free up front. And it wasn't just one guy making plays all day with that defense. It was guys stepping up and making plays. If we can play this type of football on both sides of the ball all the way through SEC play, I think we can get back in the hunt. No, it's just unbelievable. I'm going to try to pull up our Facebook now and see if we can go to some of these comments. Y'all give me 1 second. I'm having a hard time. I'm not. Yeah. Yeah, just a good game, and for all you guys, I mean, there's not a whole lot to more to talk about other than great execution by the Tigers. For the college football fans, there's some good games on today. You look at Alabama's going to play here in a little bit, and with them losing last week, they have a new quarterback at the helm, so that'll be one to follow and watch. And then, of course, if I can stay up late enough tonight, Coach Prime, which I will, because I can't miss that one. I want to see what Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffs are going to do. It'll be 9 o'clock our time tonight. He's the talk of college football. His team is, and the talent they have. We'll try to watch that, but I love days like this and be able to go sit back and watch some college football. I'm not able to pull it up, so. Tractor Supply. All right. That's Case Severio saying what up, over here at the 6M Ranch. We go to Tractor Supply a lot, and I got one of my cashiers over there shouting me out. You know, not everybody can get shout outs from Tractor Supply cashiers. Yeah, the targeting call on Mississippi State. You look at football in general, and not just this level, but it's all levels, and it's kind of a catch-22. You want to talk about the safety of the game, and I had a kid that had concussions and battled that part of it, so I understand that side. I played for a long time and had injuries, but I think right now football it's not what it used to be, and it's when you have calls like that, you take away from a guy's instincts and his ability to be able to go make plays. I feel bad, and I've talked about it for years. It's hard on those defensive back, those linebackers, those defensive players to be able to go hit. And, at the college level, it's a penalty. At the pro level, they get in your pocketbook. So it makes you think about it a little bit. I thought that was a BS call. I don't like it. I don't like those type of calls that take away from the defense. So we got another comment coming from Facebook. Yes. Yeah. Now, who was that asked that? Eric Duvall. Jaden Daniels needs to get better at sliding. Absolutely. And that's the competitor in him. He took a shot early, I believe it was in the first half, and he did slide late in the game, but I think this made him rethink his approach. Went down the sideline, went to cut it back, and absolutely got hammered, but he popped right back up. I can remember a guy I played with, Michael Vick, was the same way. The guy he did not know how to slide. And as the Falcons, he was taking hits like Jaden Daniels took in that first half. The Atlanta Falcons and Coach Dan Reeves brought in Terry Pendleton. They brought in a guy who was an unbelievable baseball player to teach their multi-million-dollar quarterback how to slide. And, I mean, literally brought in a slip and slide out here to teach a pro quarterback how to do a pop-up slide or a slide. It was pretty neat, but also comical at the same time. If this team wants to go where they want to go, Jaden Daniels needs to pick his spots to go and try to get more yards and know when to get down. But back at it, guys that are competitors, you look at Joe Burrow. There was opportunities when Joe Burrow was playing that he took hits that we didn't want. You look at guys like Josh Allen that, that's just their style of play. But you got to be smart because you're one hit away from changing this team. But I also think that don't want Daniels to get hurt, but we have a capable backup in Nussmeier. And you look at this and guys like that are sitting the bench and have talent. It's a good problem to have. But Jaden Daniels' performance today was unbelievable. Anything else there, Heidi? All right, so we're gonna wrap this one up. Thank y'all for following us at halftime right here at Postgame. Next week, we're going to have to play it by ear. Myself, my son Maverick, we're going to Detroit to watch the Atlanta Falcons play. So hopefully we'll get time to do a little halftime. It'll be a little different look, a little halftime, a little post-game, but we may be on our way to Detroit. LSU Tigers victorious today over the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Thank y'all for joining. Snap.